Welcome back to Module 4. In the last two videos, we did the heavy lifting. We built your paycheck, the guaranteed income that covers your housing, your food, your basic survival. That was about security. Today we get to talk about the fun stuff. We're going to build your playchecks. Now, Tom Hegna has a famous saying, paychecks are for bills, but playchecks are for thrills. This is the money for the trips to Italy, the tea times, the grandkids' birthdays, and the nice dinners out. This is the reason you worked hard for 40 years. But here's the trap. Most retirees treat their paycheck money the same way they treat their long-term investments. They leave it all in the stock market. Imagine you've booked a $10,000 anniversary cruise. 2 weeks before you leave, the stock market drops 20%. Suddenly you're panicked. You're wondering if you should cancel the trip. You're stressed about selling shares at a loss to pay for the tickets. That's not freedom. That's just a different kind of a job. In this module, I'm going to show you how to insulate your lifestyle from the stock market using a strategy called the Sure Horizon Bond Ladder. We're going to create a 5-year safe harbor for your spending. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a system that ensures you never have to cancel a vacation because the Dow Jones had a bad week. You'll have the cash on hand, ready to spend, guilt-free. Let's build your freedom fund now. Welcome back. In the last two modules, we did the heavy lifting. We secured your paychecks, the income that covers your needs. Now we're going to get to the fun part. We're going to build your playchecks. As my friend Tom Hegna says, paychecks are for bills, playchecks are for thrills. This module focuses on your discretionary pool of the Sure Horizon retirement strategy, the money you spend on things that make retirement worth living. Now, all right, let's reorient ourselves. In modules 2 and 3, we built your paychecks. We secured your essential expenses. We handled the foundation. Now we move to the fun part. Notice that that's checked off. That's done. Your housing, your food, your insurance, your basics covered. When that's handled, we can finally talk about lifestyle. Playchecks are different from paychecks. They're not about survival. They're about living, travel, hobbies, grandkids, experiences. This is what makes retirement feel like retirement. This is where we introduce the 5-year cushion. Instead of relying on markets year to year, we segment 5 years of your lifestyle income. So if markets dip, you're not forced to sell. You can draw from your protected lifestyle bucket. Now, first, let's distinguish what this money is for. This is for expenses that are variable. If the world falls apart, you could stop spending this money and still survive. Because these expenses are flexible, we handle the money differently than we handle your essential income. We don't need an insurance company to guarantee here. We need liquidity and predictability. Why not just leave the money in the stock market? Well, because of sequence of returns risk. Imagine you're planning a $10,000 dream anniversary trip. If the market crashes 20% the week before you're about ready to pay for it, you have to sell more shares to get that $10,000. You're locking in losses that to pay for that vacation. We want to insulate your lifestyle from the stock market. You should never have to cancel a trip because the Dow Jones had a bad week and, was having a temper tantrum. Now, to solve this, we use the Sure Horizon Bond Ladder. We take 5 years worth of your discretionary spending and move it out of the stock market. We buy bonds or CDs or other fixed income investments or instruments that mature exactly when we need them. One matures in year 1, another year 2, all the way out to year 5. This is what's also called in our industry a sinking fund. It's designed to spend down to zero over 5 years. This gives you 5 years of safe harbor where you don't have to care what the stock market does. Now, once again, I know what you're saying. Well, Jeff, what happens in 5 years? Am I out of money? No. This is where your growth pool, which will come up in Module 5, comes in. While you're spending down your safe money for 5 years, your long-term investments are growing in the background. At the end of year 5, we skim the profits off of your growth pool and buy a new 5-year bond ladder. We effectively refill the tank. The main difference is that the growth pool, instead of worrying about the markets, we have made time our friend instead of our enemy in this case. Well, while I prefer the bond ladder because I think it's safe and it's easy to understand for most people, there are other ways to fund your paychecks too. You might fund them through dividend stocks, using the quarterly dividend checks as your fund money. Can be somewhat unpredictable and it can fluctuate and vary. Rental income. If you own property, the net rent is a great paycheck as well. You could continue to work in a part-time job or consulting. Many people in the discovery phase of retirement make a little money doing what they love, and that's pure paycheck money. You're working to go play and have fun, and you control your world. You can also use short-term annuities in this case. You can buy a 5-year annuity that just exhausts itself after 5 years. It's very similar to the bond fund. Typically, we'll have a slightly higher total return, meaning you have to put less money in to get the same amount of money out as a result of it. So those are other alternatives and different ways to do it. Now, your homework for this module of the lifestyle prioritization is what I call the lifestyle prioritization exercise. And that's from chapter 12 of my book, The Retirement Income Equation. I want you to list the top 3 things you want to do in the next 5 years. Travel, hobbies, cars, whatever it is. Put a price tag on them and then divide that by 5. That's the annual amount we need to build into your bond ladder. In the next module, we're going to talk about the engine that funds all of this over time, which is the growth pool.